What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I hope this video finds you well. I hope that you're enjoying the content so far. So today we're going to be doing a video that I haven't done in a while, and I'm excited to do another one. We're going to do a clean with me and a little story time. So if you're interested in seeing me clean my house, then just keep watching. So the first clean with me that I did, the original, got deleted for some reason. I think it's because of my thumbnail. Like, I was a little bit exposed in the thumbnail, and they sent me a message first that said, hey, your thumbnail's bad. So I changed the thumbnail, but it still ended up getting deleted, of course, because I was wearing that outfit in the video. But no worries. I'm going to show you the same HUD in this video that I used in that one. The name of it is The Good Wife. And basically what it does is you res this bucket in your kitchen. You click on the bucket and it gives you items to clean with and animates you. So you have the option to do it without animations, and it just gives you the item to attach, or it will give you the item that's animated and you play the animation until you stop it or until you change the item. I'll leave the link to this in the description box. You can get it on the marketplace, and it's my favorite thing to clean with other than the items that I have to clean with. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them down below. Again, the name of it is The Good Wife, and I use it for all my SL cleaning that I do. So today's story time is going to be about the first time that I moved into a role play community, right? So we're going to rewind way back to 2015. I'm coming back from a hiatus, right? I haven't been on SL for 2 or 3 years, like a little good minute. And I'm looking for things to do. And I just so happened to come upon, I think I was trying to get somewhere else and I landed at this place, but it was a role play community, and I landed like in their city hall. And mind you, this is not my first one, but it's my first one that I was actually like actively doing something. My first one was Cracked In, and I was not really, participating because that was more of a, I wasn't as skilled as them. They are paragraph RPers and hardcore, and I wasn't that good at it, right? So this place was a little bit more my speed. Anyways, so I dropped down, I'm in their city hall, and the first thing that struck me is when I stepped out of that building, I'm hearing people talking. So when I came back from my hiatus, SL was a completely different place than it used to be. Like, we used to just stand at the info hub and just talk to everybody, and occasionally we would go to the club to Bootylicious. But this SL was like foreign to me, right? But the only thing that was familiar was that people were talking on voice. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's safe. These people are friendly. Let me, just go and talk. So I step out of the info hub and I step into the community, right? And the first group of people that I meet were like, I think police officers or something. And they're like within a role play. Like, they're really role playing at the moment. And at the time, like, I don't know any role play etiquette or anything like that. So I just walk up and start talking to them, and they had to explain to me what was going on, right? By this time, I'm intrigued because I'm like, okay, let me watch and see what it is that they do. So during the role play, they arrest someone and take them to jail. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can go to jail? I can be a criminal? Like, really? I'm so excited about that, first of all. I don't know why I was so excited. about doing that. So I already like this place. I definitely want to stay here. I don't have a place to live at the time because back when I was on SL before, you know, you rented these little sky scenes for 50 L's a week, and that was that. You know, it was so cheap. So I had no idea like about how the economy of SL was in 2015. It was really a culture shock for me, and I had to relearn everything that I thought I knew about SL. But anyways, so I'm walking around the community, and the next thing that I come across, like I walked and then the police were in an altercation. I turned the corner, and the next thing that I approached was a church. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this a real church? So I go inside, I'm being nosy, of course. And everything is set up like a real church. Like they had the choir area, the place where the pastor is preaching, and everything was, you know, all set up. So I'm like, oh my God, people go to church on here? Like they really be churching? Well, that sold me too. So I walked out of there, and then the next thing that I saw was like the neighborhood, right? Where all the houses were. This is what got me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to this. I'm never leaving, right? So I walk out of the church, and then I walk down a little bit more down the street, and it's like all these cute little houses, and I'm still being nosy. I'm camming into these houses. No, I think I tried to walk into one, and they had an orb or some kind of security or something, and it kicked me out. And I'm like, oh my God, I just committed a robbery. Like I just burglarized somebody's house. Am I gonna go to jail? I didn't understand that it was an orb at the time. So I go back, and I'm telling the police, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it. And they explained to me that it was an orb. So I go back, and then I'm being nosy again from the sidewalk. This time I just came in, and all these people have decorated their house, and it looks so real. Like everything looks, now it's 2015, it got realer, but it looked, at the time, it looked so real. And I was in shock. Like I was in shock at the realism. I was in shock that people were living lives like regular people do in real life, but on Second Life. I was in shock at everything, right? So finally, the last thing that I saw, and this is how I knew that I had to stay at this place, was people driving cars. Like legit, get in the car, press a button, and the car starts, and you're driving around. Do you know, to this day, that's still my favorite thing to do in SL. You probably know, because the past 5 or 6 videos that I've posted, I've been driving. I love driving in SL. I don't know why I like it. I'm the same way on other games too. So I love driving games. On GTA, I will drive around and just listen to music for hours. My driving skill is A1. But I don't know what it is about driving. It's just relaxing to me. I also have played before the trucker simulator. Oh my gosh. I would be driving for so long that I would just like zone out, fall asleep, and crash my truck. It's just so relaxing to me. Anyways, so I was so in love with this community, and I ended up staying there for a really long time. Like once I really got immersed in the RP and learned how to do things, I wanted to do everything RP. So the first thing that I did was my whole house. And I had a huge house at the time for no reason, but I had a huge house, and I decorated my whole house just as if how I would want it in real life. I was going to church all the time. And then I opened a yoga studio. Why I chose to do that, I have no idea. I'm not that into yoga in real life, but I don't know. I guess I was just feeling like zen at the moment, you know? But I opened the yoga studio. I was doing RP yoga like 2 days a week. And people were actually coming to the yoga class and like we were role playing yoga. I loved that. That was my favorite. So then after that, in real life at the time, I was a licensed cosmetologist. So I wanted to do that in SL too. So I opened up a whole salon, and my yoga studio and my salon were together. So the yoga studio was at the top. It was like a rooftop feel, and it was open and beautiful. And then the bottom 2 floors were the salon. And I had so much fun in there. I miss it, low key. I did salons after that too, but that was really my favorite because people were actually coming in and RPing, and I had people working. Like once I set up that salon, I hired people to work in there, and they made role play money, which they could use around the town. And then after that was like a successful business and running by itself, like people were, and every time I try to record a good video, here comes the trash track. Anyway, they're almost gone, so I'm just gonna keep going. But after I had the salon and yoga like up and running and it was self-sufficient, then I opened a restaurant. And this was my favorite. So this is over time, right? So things started to become more realistic, and I discovered like the food, and this led me to my obsession now with food on SL too. But I opened the restaurant, and it was a sushi restaurant. I had seen the build at another sim. So I was just exploring one day, and I saw this sushi restaurant. And if anybody knows me, I don't know what it is about it, but I just like the food. I'm gonna insert a picture if I can find it of that way back throwback of me and my friend having sushi on the SS Galaxy. If you are at least 10 years old on SL, then you know about the SS Galaxy and how poppin' it was back in the day. I'm gonna have to take a trip there and show it to you guys so that you can see it. But if I can find that picture, I'm gonna insert it there. And that's that picture is the reason why I opened it, right? Because I was getting close again with my same friends that I was friends with back then. I brought them to the community to come and role play as well. So that sushi restaurant kind of just was like the compilation of all my time in SL. Like I loved that restaurant so much. I had a little bot that served you sushi, and it was just so cute. It was so cute. Anyways, fast forward to now, I definitely still am just as into roleplay. And sometimes when I find a place, I'm just as excited as I was back in 2015 seeing it for the first time. That's how I feel about Fox Hollow. So the place where I'm living now, I just moved in, and like I'm planning to really immerse myself, but I've lived here a couple different times before, and I just wasn't able to really get into it fully. So that's my goal for moving in this time. I'm gonna really immerse myself like I was back in the day and just see how it goes. People are moving in so fast. When I moved in, there were several houses that were still available. Like I really had my pick. I was looking at the website yesterday, and when I tell you it's full, it's full. Like people are on the waiting list, and I can't believe it. Anyways, if you get a chance and you get a little opening and you want to just come check out the RP, they have little tiny homes that you can rent. I definitely suggest you check it out. Come and see like the feel of the people, and if it's your vibe or you want to add something to it, you have something that you want to add to it, they are so open to that. Like, everybody is so nice, friendly. The management staff is responsive. They are available everywhere. They have Discord. You can always reach someone. And they're very interactive with the community, right? So it's not one of those places where you just move in and that's it. Like, people are going to talk to you. People are going to come up to you and try to role play with you if you're open to it and all that. So definitely check it out. Also, again, the Good Wife is going to be in my description box if you need to clean your house. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It actually went a little bit longer than I thought it would, which is great. So let's do a question. Today's question is going to be, what's your favorite thing to do in role play? Back then, like I said, it was driving and so on and so forth. I've kind of gotten out of that. I still love driving. But my favorite thing to do is the bathroom. Like, take a shower. I'm obsessed with getting bath products. If you guys didn't get it, I'm going to show you guys. I can't show it. I already made the video, so I can't put it in a clip. But if you guys haven't been to N21 to get the Bath and Body Works set from Rain, stop what you're doing right now and go get it. When I do the house tour, because I'm going to do a house tour for here, I'll show you the updated little bathroom set that I do, because I'm going to replace some of my soap with the Bath and Body Works. But leave down below what's your favorite thing to do in role play, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.